Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story follows a man returning to Thailand, looking to start anew after a long marriage to a Thai woman. As he immerses himself in the lively city life and finds new opportunities, he meets someone who brings back a spark he thought he had lost, pushing him to make some difficult decisions about his future. Before we get into it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel and stay updated on our latest content. All right, let's dive in.
Frank stepped off the plane at Suvarnabhumi Airport in Bangkok, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. At 62, he was no stranger to Thailand, having lived there for over a decade. This trip felt different, marking the beginning of a new chapter in his life. After 20 years of marriage, his wife Phon had decided to return to her village in Isan to care for her aging parents, leaving Frank to navigate the bustling city alone. As he made his way through the crowds, a wave of loneliness washed over him. Phon had been his companion and confidant, and although their relationship had settled into a comfortable routine, he missed her presence. Life in Bangkok, however, was an adventure that never seemed to wane, and Frank was determined to explore every facet of it. Settling into a modest apartment in the heart of the city, he ventured out into the nightlife he had previously avoided since marrying Phon. Memories of vibrant bars, laughter, and exhilarating moments flooded his mind. Dressed in his best shirt, he stepped out into the electric night, ready to embrace the adventure. He wandered through the streets, taking in the sights and sounds of Bangkok. The aroma of street food wafted through the air, tantalizing his senses. As he walked past vendors selling everything from skewered meats to colorful desserts, he felt a sense of nostalgia mixed with a thrill of possibility. It had been years since he had immersed himself in the city's vibrant nightlife. After a few days in Bangkok, Frank decided to take a trip to Pattaya, a city notorious for its wild nightlife. The neon lights flickered against the backdrop of a moonlit beach. Strolling along the bustling streets, the sounds of voices and laughter filled the air, evoking a sense of nostalgia. Drawn to a bar with an inviting atmosphere, Frank stepped inside, greeted by the lively sounds of music and the sight of beautiful women dancing under colorful lights. The scene reminded him of a time when he had been younger and freer. A young woman, no older than 22, approached him. With long black hair and sparkling eyes, she exuded an energy that captivated Frank. Their conversation flowed effortlessly as they shared details about their lives, dreams, and hopes for the future. Hours passed in the blink of an eye, and Frank lost track of time. Despite the age difference, he felt an undeniable chemistry, igniting something within him that he had long forgotten. As the night wore on, Frank realized he hadn't felt this alive in years. Pim's laughter was infectious, and her enthusiasm for life reminded him of the carefree days of his youth. They shared stories about their backgrounds, and he learned that she had moved to Pattaya from a small village in Isan in search of a better life. She spoke of her dreams of returning to school and learning more about the world beyond the bar scene. When the night came to an end, Frank didn't want to say goodbye. He asked if he could see her again. Pim smiled, her eyes sparkling in the dim light, and agreed to meet him the following evening. Back in Bangkok, thoughts of Pim occupied Frank's mind more often. Her energy and zest for life contrasted starkly with the routine he had settled into with Phon. The excitement of their budding connection brought him joy, yet the weight of his marriage loomed over him, creating a tempest within his heart. His visits to Pattaya became more frequent. With each encounter, he found himself falling deeper for Pim. Their moments together filled him with youthful exuberance, reminding him of the thrill of love. Yet, he struggled with feelings of guilt over wanting to pursue something new while still being married to Phon. Pim's curiosity about his life grew, and the question of their future often hung in the air. Frank recognized the complexities of his situation, but felt an increasing urgency to choose a path. The contrast between his life in Bangkok and the vibrancy of his relationship with Pim became starker with each passing day. He often found himself torn between two worlds. With Fon, he had built a life filled with comfort and stability, yet their relationship had dulled over the years. Conversations had shifted from intimate exchanges to discussions about household chores and responsibilities. Frank missed the spark that had once fueled their love, but he couldn't bring himself to throw it all away for a fleeting romance. As he continued to spend time with Pim, Frank felt more alive than he had in years. They explored the beaches of Pattaya, shared meals at street stalls, and danced the nights away in local bars. Each encounter deepened his feelings for her, but the weight of his commitments grew heavier. He often wondered if he was merely escaping reality by immersing himself in the excitement of a new relationship. To confront his emotions, Frank decided to visit Fon's family in Isan. The village offered a stark contrast to the bustling city life of Bangkok. A sense of peace washed over him as he immersed himself in the slower pace of life there. Fon's family welcomed him warmly, and he spent his days enjoying homemade meals and conversations that reminded him of simple pleasures. Amidst the tranquility, Frank reflected on his relationship with Fon. As they sat together one evening, watching the sunset, he felt a growing realization of the distance that had formed between them. While Fon had always been a good wife, their relationship had lost the spark it once held. After spending a week in the village, Frank returned to Bangkok with a heavy heart. The contrast between his time in Isan and the excitement of Pattaya weighed heavily on him. He loved Fon, but was falling for Pim, and the guilt was becoming unbearable. Returning to Pattaya, Frank found Pim waiting for him, her smile brightening the dimly lit bar. He felt a surge of affection for her as they embraced. Their connection was undeniable, but Frank couldn't shake the feeling of guilt that lingered in the back of his mind. They spent the evening talking, laughing, and sharing their dreams. As they sat together on the beach, watching the waves crash against the shore, Frank felt a sense of clarity wash over him. He realized he had to make a decision about his future. The longer he continued to see Pim without addressing his situation with Fon, the more complicated everything would become. Determined to confront his feelings, Frank returned to Bangkok and sat down with Fon. It was a difficult conversation, one that left both of them emotionally drained. They had grown apart over the years, and Frank finally voiced the truth he had been avoiding. Fon listened quietly, her expression a mixture of sadness and understanding. After a long silence, Fon responded with grace. She had felt the distance between them too. It was time they both found their happiness, even if that meant being apart. Days turned into weeks, and Frank found himself lost in a whirlwind of love and guilt. The contrast between his life with Fon and his time with Pim became increasingly difficult to manage. Frank realized he could no longer keep living a lie. After a week of soul-searching, he returned to Pattaya, determined to embrace this new chapter of his life. When he met Pim again on the beach, he shared the significant changes he had made. Their connection blossomed as they both acknowledged their desire to build something meaningful together. Pim listened intently as Frank spoke of his feelings. He was ready to start anew and didn't want to lose her. As they talked, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the beach. They shared their dreams and fears, allowing the bond between them to deepen. With each passing day, their relationship flourished, and Frank felt a renewed sense of purpose. Frank and Pim spent their days exploring the vibrant streets of Pattaya, discovering hidden gems and indulging in local cuisine. They visited markets filled with colorful fruits and spices, trying new dishes that ignited their senses. Frank felt a sense of adventure that he hadn't experienced in years. As their connection deepened, Pim confided in Frank about her dreams of returning to school. She expressed a desire to pursue a career that would provide her with stability and independence. Frank encouraged her to follow her aspirations, and they began discussing plans for a future together. With each conversation, Frank realized that Pim wasn't just a fleeting romance. She was someone he wanted to build a life with. They talked about the possibility of moving to Bangkok together, where Pim could explore job opportunities while continuing her education. The excitement of their plans fueled Frank's spirit. For the first time in years, he felt optimistic about the future. Frank's feelings for Pim blossomed into a passion love that reinvigorated his spirit. They often spent evenings gazing at the stars, sharing stories and dreams that wove a tapestry of their future. The warmth of Pim's presence filled the void left by Fon's absence, and Frank felt a sense of fulfillment he had not known in years. Their relationship became a sanctuary from the complexities of life. Together, they explored the beaches, delving into the depths of their dreams and aspirations. With Pim by his side, Frank envisioned a future filled with possibilities. They talked about opening a small cafe together, combining Frank's culinary skills with Pim's creativity. With each shared laugh and stolen kiss, Frank felt the burdens of his past slip away. The connection they shared transcended age and circumstance, forging a bond that seemed unbreakable. Despite the joy that enveloped their relationship, challenges loomed on the horizon. Frank knew that Fon still cared for him, and the reality of his decisions weighed heavily on his conscience. He struggled with the fear of hurting Fon, even as he recognized the need for personal happiness. As weeks turned into months, Frank and Pim navigated the complexities of their relationship. Frank faced moments of self-doubt, questioning whether he had made the right choice. The guilt lingered, especially when he thought of Fon and the life they had built together. Pim sensed the turmoil within him, and the two often discussed the importance of honesty and transparency in their relationship. They knew that they had to confront their feelings and fears head-on. As summer approached, Frank made the decision to visit Fon once again. The village in Izan had a familiarity that brought him comfort, but this time he carried a heavier heart. Fon welcomed him back with warmth and grace, the conversations flowing as they shared meals and memories. Frank realized that while his love for Fon had transformed, the bond they had shared was irreplaceable. He expressed his gratitude for their time together and the life they had built. Fon listened, her understanding deepening as they both acknowledged the shift in their relationship. Their conversation marked a turning point for Frank. He understood that love could take many forms and that it was possible to cherish the past while embracing the future. Fon's strength and acceptance eased his guilt, allowing him to move forward with clarity. Back in Pattaya, Frank embraced the freedom of his new life with Pim. Their relationship blossomed as they worked on their dreams together, planning for the cafe that would symbolize their shared aspirations. Days were spent in laughter and creativity as they worked side by side, blending their visions. They explored the vibrant markets for ingredients, testing recipes, and infusing their personalities into every dish they crafted. The cafe became a haven for them, a place where they could celebrate their love and creativity. The scent of freshly brewed coffee and the warmth of baked goods filled the air, drawing in customers who became part of their journey. Months passed, and the cafe flourished. Frank and Pim had transformed their dreams into reality, finding joy in the daily interactions and the community they built around them. The challenges they had faced only strengthened their bond, and they thrived in the vibrant atmosphere they had created. Frank's relationship with Fon had evolved into a respectful friendship, and he felt a sense of closure regarding his past. He cherished the memories but was ready to embrace the life he had chosen with Pim. Their love story had blossomed amidst the chaos of life, reminding Frank that sometimes letting go of the past opens the door to a future filled with possibilities. In the bustling streets of Pattaya, he found a renewed sense of purpose and belonging, surrounded by love and laughter. As Frank and Pim stood together in their cafe, watching the sun set over the horizon, they reflected on their journey. The vibrant colors of the sunset mirrored the warmth in their hearts. They knew they had chosen a path that brought them joy, and they looked forward to whatever adventures lay ahead. Life was unpredictable, but with each other by their side, they felt ready to face whatever came their way. Together they had built a life filled with love, passion, and purpose, a testament to the beauty of new beginnings.
All right, guys, thank you for sticking around and listening all the way through. What do you think? Did Frank make the right choice by moving on with Pim, or was that a mistake? If you were in his situation, would you have pursued a new relationship or tried to spark things back up with fun? And does age matter in relationships, or is it more about the connection you share? What are your thoughts on the age difference between Frank and Pim? Feel free to share your insights in the comment box below. I'm really curious to know your thoughts. Until next time, take care, guys.